Johan, welcome to InvestorStream for the first time. It's certainly a very exciting time for Southern Palladium ahead of your upcoming IPO. Now, for those new to the story, can you just provide a bit of a summary of your primary asset and what are the key details for the IPO?
Thank you, Alex. Yes, Southern Palladium acquired a 70% interest in the Bengwenyama project. And this project is about 300 kilometers east of Johannesburg, easily accessible via paved road. Actually, the road is running past the eastern boundary of our property. It is a mining hub, and we are adjacent to Tier 1 platinum producers and also chrome producers. And in the nearby vicinity, there's major chrome melters. So in terms of infrastructure, electricity, it's there. In terms of services, that is easily available from the towns of Steelpoort and Burgersfort. And there is more than enough ample skills in the near vicinity and also on the farm. In terms of water, the water pipeline is running past the property. So everything is basically there in terms of what we require. The geology itself, the project has compelling geology. We've got both the Marinsky Reef and the UG2 Reef on the property. And recently, we declared a JORC-compliant inferred resource of 18.8 million ounces. So it's a sizable project. And certainly in terms of our peers, a shallow project, easily accessible and mineable. We recently completed a successful fundraise, 19 million Australian dollars, and we are now heading for a listing on the ASX and the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. So in terms of our corporate structure, we'll have close to 90 million shares issued, and that gives us a market capitalization of 45 million. And an EV of 26 million Australian dollars. So in terms of a cash, our plans is then to embark on a major exploration program in the next 2 years.
Thanks, Johan. So just as I understand it, Southern Palladium's core asset sits on the eastern limb of the world's largest known platinum group metals reserve. Now that exploration is about to commence, what's the focus for your near-term drilling program?
Just a brief understanding of the geology itself. We have a tabular ore body, and that, I think, makes this project so unique. So we know that on both farms, we've got the Marinsky and the UG2 underlaying these two properties. And the reefs are dipping gently from the east to the west at around about 10 degrees. So what we intend to do is to embark on an extensive drilling program and access the eastern part of the property. So those are the areas above 500 meters that we want to drill out, and that will be done in 2 phases. The first phase will basically be to upgrade the current inferred resource and exploration target and bring that up into an indicated resource and then convert into a reserve of approximately 2 million ounces. So that drilling is order of 65 borers that we will drill. Once that is done, we will, of course, move into a feasibility study. The second phase will basically consist of 12 additional borers that we will drill, also in the order of 14,000 meters. And the aim of that is to bring the remaining area on the farm also into inferred resource. So what we intend to do is to double the resource within a matter of 2 years, which is, I think, then substantial if you look in terms of the size of this ore body.
Thanks, Johanna. Just finally, I'd like to shift towards a bit of a more macro view, if I can. While demand for battery metals remains very strong, investors seem to be quite bullish on PGMs, as evidenced by the market response for a number of recent PGM discoveries by listed explorers. In your view, what are the key reasons for that investor enthusiasm, and how does that correlate with the long-term demand outlook for key PGMs such as palladium?
Alex, I think we're quite fortunate that, the drive in the green economy has certainly sparked a renewed interest in the PGMs. And if we look at first at the supply side, the supply side and expansions has been fairly limited in the past few years. So there's certainly on the supply side. Then if we look at the demand side, and I think that is the exciting part of a PGMs and its application and is seen as a green metal. Its application, and that includes most of the PGMs, palladium, platinum, rhodium, and iridium, are all used in the green economy. The application, in particular in autocatalysts, that's historically been sort of the major demand sector for PGMs. That's still going to continue for quite a number of years. We don't foresee any major changes in terms of demand as far as autocatalysts goes, at least up to 2030. And in addition to that, we will see an increase in the loadings in autocatalysts for both palladium and rhodium, and of course also platinum. And that will support the demand side in the autocatalyst sector. We do foresee some changes in terms of motor vehicles with your internal combustion engines probably after 2030 declining in terms of application in vehicles. But that decline will be taken up by hybrid vehicles that will come into play. And of course, fuel cells. So if you look at fuel cells in particular, that's also quite an interesting sector that I think we need to watch. And the platinum group metals is used in the full value chain in terms of hydrogen production. Platinum and uridium is used in the initial production of hydrogen in the PEM electrolyzer, and platinum will also be major use or find its use in fuel cells. So I think in the longer term, absolutely, in terms of fuel cell use, in terms of autocatalyst use, there's certainly quite a bright outlook for the platinum group metals.
Thanks, Johan. All the best with the upcoming IPO, and look forward to following your exploration programs very closely. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much, Alan.